Hello and good morning, everyone. Welcome to Supercharged Manifesting. Happy Monday for those of you that are joining us. It says that it's taken a little while for us to get onto Facebook, so let me just make sure that we're there. Yay, here we are. Good morning, welcome, welcome. Happy Monday. I know you're probably thinking, who are these crazy people? It's a Monday morning. Why are they so happy? Well, we do things differently around here. We do things differently around here. And so Mondays are a great day. They're a welcome start to the week because we get to show up and create the lives that we want. And for those of you that are joining us, we call this segment every Monday morning. I jump on. It's like your spiritual coffee to kick off the week. We call it Supercharged Manifesting. And today we're going to be talking about proving that success can be easier than you think. Now, I know. You've been watching the last couple of weeks, and let's just call out the elephant in the room, right? You're probably thinking it's all total hocus pocus, woo-woo, like really crazy stuff. Yeah, Tasha, great, it works for you, doesn't work for me. I don't believe it. Like, prove it. And I'm all about proving it. And so this morning, I'm sure you can see a very handsome fella next to me. Say hi, Darien.
What's going on, crew?
Yeah, morning. So we are so excited to be on with you this morning. I'm going to officially introduce Darien in a little bit here. But we really just want to do things a little bit differently today because one, there's two of us, so we can play, the more the merrier. So we can play a little bit more. We're going to be a lot more interactive this morning. We want you, I know you always jump on and you love saying your good mornings, welcoming everyone, high-fiving. So go ahead and do all of that great stuff. And while you're doing that, for those of you that have never met me before, or you're just coming across this Facebook Live this Monday morning, sit back, relax, grab a cup of coffee, maybe a sheet of paper. Who knows? We dish out all kinds of goodness on these Facebook Lives Monday mornings. But my name is Tasha Chen, and I work with entrepreneurs. I guide them to create, to monetize their dreams, to create profitable businesses, doing what they love with ease, joy, fun, and really getting back to that place where we are creating results in our lives, but they're coming from a place of alignment and bliss. We're working in our zone of genius. And my God, we have time again. We get time back with our families and to do the things that we love. And let's not forget, the way that we get to enjoy life is we have financial abundance. So I teach entrepreneurs, if I could put it in a nutshell, really monetizing their dreams, mastering their mindsets so that they are living the lives that they really want to live. And this morning, we're going to be talking about proving to you, because I've been for the last 2 weeks talking about the ways and teaching really the ways that we can align to success. And my buddy Darien and I have been talking, and we had a conversation where we were like, sometimes it just sounds so out there when you say stuff like that, right? Like, success can be easy. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. My entire life I've heard hustle, grind, you have to work hard for success. In fact, Darien sent me a meme yesterday, and I gotta see if I can find this while we're here, right? He sent me a meme yesterday, and here we go. He says, I never dreamed about success. I worked hard for it. I don't think so. Yeah, I did that too. And then the formula failed me, right? So today I'm going to be proving to you through my own stories and really just sharing some science with you. And then Darien has his own powerful sharings that he's going to be just dishing out his wisdom. And also he tells me a very powerful microwave story. I told him, don't tell me. I want it to be a surprise when I get on here this Monday morning. I can't wait to hear that. So, I did a Facebook Live on Saturday, and I used Sir Richard Branson as an example of this model because I think, okay, who are you, Tasha Chen, to get on here and talk about success can be easy if you just align to it, right? So I wanted to use an example of a very public figure, someone who we all look to and aspire to become like. This man has amassed great wealth. He's built an empire, the Virgin brand, right? And my good friend and branding coach, Faith, was sharing with me that Darien Hardy from Success Magazine wrote an article and mentioned and talked about, his lifestyle. So Richard Branson's lifestyle. And this was published in Success Magazine. And he said that 70 to 80% of Sir Richard Branson's time is spent frolicking on his private island, jet skiing, really just living. And here is why. People would look at that and say, he's not working, right? Well, he absolutely is. In that creative zone, in that time when he's free, is when he thinks of all of his best ideas, all of the next greatest things that he's going to do, all of the, places that he's going to take his business and the new things he wants to open up. And I look at that as a model for me. I'm like, people would say, well, when you have as much money as he does, you can do that. No, you can do that right now, right? You can absolutely live like that right now. And I'm going to prove to you, for one, I know when I'm on vacation, I think of book titles, I think of courses, I come up with like my best money-making ideas because I'm just in that aligned zone. I'm not trying, I'm not efforting, I'm not working so hard to make it happen. I'm just being free. I'm allowing the things to come to me. And so two scientific things that I want to share with you this morning. And the first one is a study done, and it was posted in Science Daily. It's the Weizmann Institute of Science. It's in Israel, and this institute has 2,400 scientists on staff every day, all day, year round, for well over 20 to 30 years, right? And these scientists, the only thing that they do is do scientific research for human enhancement. And one of the research studies that they did was they had a group of scientists in a room, and they realized that the result of the experiment changed based on the scientist's observation. Now, I know it sounds way out there. What does that really mean, Tasha? How does that relate to you can align to success and it can be easier? Well, last week, if you remember, I told you that the only reason we work so hard is because we believe we have to. And because we believe we have to, we are changing the results of the experiment in our own lives, right? So here's what happens. You believe, let's say we're the scientists, right, in the study. Because you believe that hard work equals success, then what happens in the result of your experiment life is that things show up for you that make you work hard. You are affecting the result based on what you're observing, what you're thinking, what you're expecting. So I want to say that this is a scientific study. It's not me. I mean, you can look it up online. I'll post the link for you because I actually went and found the study. And I myself found out about this study from one of my clients who was a doctor. He came into our program because his wife started making more money than him after doing our program. And he came in and he was like, this is way out there. I kind of need some science to back this up. And he remembered having read this very article years earlier. And he went back and he was like, oh my God, here's the science. You're absolutely right. If I work on my mindset and my beliefs, if I start training this thing in here to look for different proof that success can be easy, money can come easily, then that's what's going to come into my existence. And then, so that's like the scientific research, right? Then there is the way we're made up as human beings. We have what's called a reticular activating system in our brains. Go ahead, look it up. It's called RAS, R-A-S, right? Go ahead and look it up. Here is the thing, like, this is the proof that you've all been waiting for, right? In each and every human being, our brain has this cool little thing called a reticulating activation system. And here's the thing, that thing wires us to find and bring into our lives what we are feeding it, what we're expecting, what we're looking for, right? So in other words, the thoughts that you are feeding into the system is saying, oh, that's what you want. That's what's important to you. That's what you want me to bring you proof of. And I'll give you just a neutral example. Have you ever been looking for your car keys? You're looking all over the house for your car keys, right? And you're feeding this thing, this system, I want to find my car keys. So it starts looking for things that are the size and shape and color of your car keys. And what happens is it doesn't even notice that your husband moved the milk container from the refrigerator and put it smack in the middle of your shoes in the closet, because it's not looking for that, right? It's looking for your car keys. And so there's the milk container right there in the middle between your red and black pumps, and you don't see it because that's not what this thing is wired to look for. So the same way that it's wired to look for hard work, therefore you have it. It's that simple. Once I understood the science, here's the thing. I just wanted to share it with you, not because I want you to go off and do some crazy research of your own, right? We don't spend time trying to understand Newton's theory of gravity. We just kind of know that it exists and we know how to use it to protect ourselves. Don't throw up a sharp object and stand underneath it. It's going to come back down, right? So it's the same thing. This science, this law is proven. There's no debating it. The thing is, how can we use it to create the results that we want in our life? And that is why I stand 1,000%, and I will challenge anyone who wants to say, oh, you have to work hard for success. Well, do you? Really? I don't want to work hard for success. I don't know about you. Maybe you want to work hard. Go for it, But I want to feed myself the belief that success can come easily. And it's just an energy. And once I'm aligned to it, things happen with me, for me, in alignment. And so the heavy weightedness of working hard goes away because my beliefs have changed, right? So that's some of my science. I know Darien's got some really cool stuff to share too. So let me introduce Darien. He is my friend and my partner in this crime, let's say, of living the certain way. We met several years ago, and really he's become way more than a friend, like a brother to me. But the reason I wanted to bring Darien on, these are the kinds of conversations that we have. Like, we call each other up and we're like, man, what's great in your life? And how are you using the principles and how does it work? And I love that space that we've created, and I wanted to share it with you. The other thing is, obviously, he's a guy, right? And guys are like, no gray matter. It's black or white. Like, Tasha, great. You have a charming personality. And, the stuff you say sounds really good, but guys are just wired like they need the proof, right? They need the science. They need the facts. That's just the way they're wired. And so I wanted to bring Darien on because he brings that element to this conversation. Darien, I'd be curious when you start sharing, when you first came across like this stuff, were you like, what in the world are they talking about? This is crazy woo-woo, and kind of like how you made that switch. So Darien, he's also the president of Smart Growth Marketing. And I want you to go ahead, friend him, look his business up online, because that's what we're all about, supporting each other. He is a social media and marketing guru. He's helped our business with a lot of all of those things and constantly teaches me new stuff about ways to market online. So, at the end of this, please make sure you reach out if you're looking for somebody to help you with your online marketing. You can't figure out Facebook and all the fun algorithms and stuff that they do. I don't try to do it. I just get with Darien. So, all right, Darien, without further ado, dispel some wisdom this Monday morning, my friend.
No, thank you. Happy Monday to everyone. Just sending you guys some love and some good energy vibrations. And I just want to say thank you for being here, to joining us in this, what I call vortex of love, right? Of sharing, of abundance, of prosperity. So thanks for being here. And Tasha, you talked about it earlier. You're absolutely right. I mean, for me, when I started down this journey, I did think it was a lot of woo-woo, because for me, everything that it comes into my life, I have to know exactly the steps of how to get there, right? I need to know, okay, A leads to B, B leads to C, right? So I was definitely in that mindset of having to know And then when I heard anything that says aligning to something in the future, I was like, yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, there's no such thing. Come on, you got to work. You got to work hard for success, especially when you're coming from the Caribbean. It's all about education and hard work.
Oh yeah.
Hard work, right?
Oh
And
yeah.
so, and so that's the mindset that I've been in for a very, very long time. And it's funny, you talked about the reticular activating system, and we're talking about aligning to success this morning because we're so aligned in that. You don't even know this, but we're so aligned in that because my microwave story is exactly right about that whole concept of the RAS. And I'll jump into it right away because, it really just is a great segue from what you talked about earlier. And, my dad came from Antigua and he came to Orlando. And of course, in Antigua, his microwave is actually on the counter, right? That's where his microwave is.
Yeah.
My microwave is up in the up on the wall. So he comes to the house and, I'm upstairs and I hear him calling me, Darien. He said, where's the microwave? Where's the microwave? I need to heat something up, right? And so I run those stairs, like, how can you guys find the microwave? And do you know I saw this man standing right in front of the microwave? He's like looking at the microwave, asking me, where is the microwave? And I mean, it goes back to what you were saying, Tasha, is that, whatever we focus on and give our attention to is really what becomes our reality. And the way the brain works, and this is, you're absolutely right. I'm into the whole logical science. I need to know how it works. And I studied the brain myself. And I understand that the brain has that RAS, that reticular activating system that will filter out information. I mean, we have about average, 60,000 thoughts per day. And so if we were to entertain all those thoughts, we'd go crazy, right?
Yeah.
Right? So the brain has to filter out information. And so whatever we're focusing on and giving our attention to, that becomes our reality. So for my dad, his reality was a microwave is on the counter.
Right.
And that means nothing else exists. Even though that the microwave is right in front of him, his eyes, right, couldn't even see. In fact, we don't see with our eyes, we see with our brain. So his brain, because it's filtering out all those information, could not see the thing that was right in front of him. Yeah. And that to me just rocked my world. and it really got me to understand how I've been living my life. For a long time, I've been focusing so much on, insecurities and failures and giving my attention to all of that. No possibility could exist in that realm of thinking. In fact, I think it was Albert Einstein that said that possibility can never come to the person that has the mind of limitation. If your mind is focused on limitation, then possibility can't exist. And so in my dad's situation, there was no real existence of a microwave in front of him, right? Just like for all of us, there's no real existence of being able to align to success with a mindset that says we have to work hard for it.
Yeah.
There's no alignment there. And so that possibility can exist, right?
Yeah.
And so that's one of the things that is so funny. You talk about us aligning and we have these conversations that your whole intro, I was like jumping like a kid in the candy store because I'm like, boy, she set me up so perfectly. I'm like, yeah, boy, I'm about to hit a 6. Well, you guys may not know cricket, but we said hit it a 6. I'm about to hit a 6. So I was so excited that you shared that and really wanted to share because I think it's so important because we all deal with that internal dialogue, that inner chatter that says, nah, that can't be real. It's not possible. And for me, for a long time, I believed that. And because I believed that, I accepted that as true or real for me. And that ultimately became my reality.
And that's it. I just want to piggyback on, your dad came, microwaves have been around, 20 years maybe, Think about those of us that are now in our 40s, and for all of our lives, we've been fed this belief that hard work equals success. Like that is 30, 40 plus years of looking and not seeing anything else other than that truth. Hard work equals success, so your life just mirrors that back to you. And we are totally like shaking this entire thing up with this conversation. And I just what I want to do is just say, just like peek through the curtains. If it really still just sounds out there, just really listen. And Darien, I think you have some other things to share. And I want to share a big thing that happened to me this year where I use these things. I use the things that I teach, but in a very specific instance to create like a result that still blows my mind. So what I really want you to understand is like, listen, I get it. If you have believed that for a long time and you know that that's what you're seeing in your life, like the microwave, like the possibility of just aligning to success and it coming easy to you is probably like the microwave right in front of you. You just can't see it yet because for so long you've believed in hard work. So you're looking around. It must be here. Where is it? Let me find the way to work hard to succeed, right? So yeah, thanks, Darien. And the other stuff that you were going to share.
Absolutely. So just continuing the conversation along the whole concept of the thoughts, right? We said at on average 60,000 thoughts per day. And when we talk about aligning to success, I think there's a little bit of confusion there. What does that mean really? What are we aligning to? Because a lot of times our desire to attract something is physical, right?
Yeah.
It's a physical thing. It's maybe the car, the house, it's money. It's a physical thing. But we forget that a lot of times, because we're operating in physical doesn't mean that there's not a non-physical reality. There is a non-physical reality, and that reality is our energy connection, right? And so when we talk about aligning to success, here's something you got to really understand. And when I got this, oh my goodness, it just rocked my world. So about 60,000 of our thoughts per day is that we have on average, and about 80%, based on what science says, is negative. So if for the whole day I'm going through my whole day and 80% of my thoughts are negative, maybe I'm worrying, I'm stressing, I'm in this state of just frustration, what type of feeling tone do I have? What type of feeling, or as we would say, what type of state am I going to be in, right? What kind of state would I be in, Tasha, would you say?
Oh gosh, just like we call them Debbie Downer, right? Like low energy, really just low vibe,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And for me, I always thought when I was a very positive person, I was, a lot of energy, a lot of fun. And I realized that although I was projecting that externally, right? Internally, there was a lot of negative thoughts that I was dealing with. So although I expected, I wanted success, not expecting, but I wanted success, I noticed I was attracting the opposite. And so I realized that I wasn't aligned energetically with the things that I want. So when we talk about aligning to success, it's really about, number one, defining what success looks like to you. So you're specific and you're not chasing someone else's dream, which I've made that mistake myself, and chasing that illusion and paradigm of success. And then number two is to getting the state now. State meaning the feeling, because the feeling is what communicates to the universe. Our thoughts and our feelings is what communicates to the universe. So if you want to speak to God, the creator, the universe, it's through your emotion, your energy in motion, your energy that's transferring from you connecting to that future possibility, right? And so that's one of the things you have to understand. Number one, define what success looks like to you, and realize that you have to take control of the emotional state, the alignment energetically that's going to align with that future possibility, or any possibility that you decide is what you want to create. And so that's what really rocked my world. And for a long time, Tasha, in really understanding some of the technology that you teach, it's getting people back to that. Because ultimately, why do I want money? Why do I want to have this nice things? Why do I want to go on all these vacations? Why do I want these things? It's because I want to feel a certain way. I want to feel fulfilled. I want to feel hopeful. I want to feel expansive. I want to feel abundant, right? Ultimately, those things provide that feeling for you. And I'll say this real quick. Yesterday, my wife and I were watching this life story of Prince, and it really hit home for me again. This guy had millions and millions of dollars, right? But he locked himself away. He felt depressed every single day. He was lonely every single day. Why? Because of his relationship with his family. So he never was fulfilled. With all the money that he attained, the millions and millions and millions of dollars, he never fulfilled. And end up, of course, as you know, tragically, killing himself with a drug overdose. So a lot of times, even for me, the same mistake. You chase success, chase the thing, and never energetically align with it. And then, of course, we go through life feeling depressed, lonely, sad, broken, and just still never arriving and never being able to celebrate the things that we want. And so I just want to share that, because for me, I've really been doing a lot of thought about that, and looking at aligning to success in a way that's from a fulfilling place, energy alignment, connecting from an energy place, not just only from having the thing. Right?
Yeah, I love it. Oh my gosh, you set me up for 6.
Six. Six. You go at six.
Six. So here's the thing. You know, I was doing my meditation this morning, and I heard a quote from Oprah that says, of all the thousands of people that she has spoken to, the way to transformation is when us as human beings, when we embrace and use our power. And when we talk about aligning to success, I just want to say, here's the thing. I know, and I say all the time, I remember when I first came into this way of living, you know, people would say, think positive, or have a good attitude, or feel good. And they would tell me all the time what to do, right? And that was great. Sometimes I got it. Most times I didn't get it. I didn't know how to align to success. Right? I'm here telling you success is a feeling. It's an energy. You can, you know, it's just like Darien said, the thing that the universe is responding to is how you feel about success. Well, how do you change the way you feel about success? How do you align to it? And so I recognize that that's a challenge. I recognize that you really want all the stuff that I'm talking about. You really do want to live life easier, to have a better feeling state, to really be able to get the abundance you want, to do the work that you love, not because, oh my God, this is what I need to do to make money, but because it's what you love. And then the money comes, right? And you go through the functions of life with ease and joy. And it's like you wake up on a Monday morning like this, right? Because you are aligned to that feeling state that attracts more things to make you stay in this vibration. But how do you do that? I know you're asking, and I did a poll on my Facebook page. And for those of you that are here, you know, and you didn't respond, please take the time to do that. I asked, when it comes to success, what's your biggest challenge? And I read through over 40 comments back to me. And I gotta tell you, I'd say 95% of the responses were all just that you don't know how to master your mindset when it comes to creating success. All the fears that you described, all the things that you labeled as challenges, I know because I've been there. I've gone from the other side to this side. I've gone from where you were in writing those comments. Those would have been my answers 6 years ago, right? To where I am today, living the complete opposite because I learned how. So I want to give you all the opportunity to have me teach you how. 5 days. Over the course of 5 days, I'm going to take you through a masterclass. I've called it Align to Success, right? There should be a link in the description to this Facebook video that you can just go ahead and click and register right now for that. We're going to be starting in about 2 weeks, but I want you to make sure you're registered. And the website, for those of you if you're driving and you just can't remember later on, I want you to remember it. So I'm going to say it, aligntosuccess.com. aligntosuccess.com. Go ahead and get registered. And I always say, I would love for those of you that have already registered. I think we have over 200 people. Yes, it's going to be off the wall, off the charts. And I say, when you register, you get an email with a question. It's one of those profound questions that starts the transformation process. So you want to make sure you read that email. And those of you that have seen that question, without sharing what the question is, I just want you to put some comments below so I can read it later on. Tell me what that did for you. That asking yourself that question, let me know what it did for you, right? So go ahead and get registered, aligntosuccess.com. And make sure that you're here ready to go to get started. It's only going to take me 5 days. 5 days to teach you these simple steps to transforming the way that you believe things about success and how you operate and get to that feeling state. So I'm looking forward to all of you registering. I want you to, we always end the week, we always kick off, we always start our week with a mantra. But before we do that, I did promise I was going to share with you a story of mine that demonstrates how I use this. So at the start of the year, I always have a big annual event, right? And people who are watching and you've done big live events, you can relate to the stress that gets created in pulling something like that off. Now, I don't have a big team. My business at that time consisted of my best friend and business partner, me, and our design team for online marketing, like creating the pretty ads that you all see. That's it. 3 of us, right? And so we have this massive event that we have to put on. I have big, huge goals and dreams. I know what it's going to take. And in the past, before I knew how to live like this, I would go into mega like stress mode. I'm telling you, I would think I had to be stressed, first of all, because I'm putting on this massive thing. So I'd get stressed. Then I would live in worry the rest of the time. When I wasn't stressing, I was worrying, right? And then the other rest of my energy was just pushing, like hustle, make it happen, get on the phones, go do this, do that, just like hard, right? That's what I would do in the past. And then I learned this way, and I want to tell you, this is going to be one of the 5 days, what I'm going to teach you how to do. I created, like Darien said earlier, a clear description of what success of that event would look and feel like for me. I wrote it out. I became crystal clear about it. And then for 60 days, every morning, I would close my eyes and I would just imagine being at that event with the attendance that, you know, I desired, the outcomes I desired. I imagined even how the people would feel. I created other people's feelings at that event. So here's what happened. The days of the event, I just showed up. I showed up into the result of my creation. Now, I'm never going to tell you that I didn't work. I didn't sit here all day for 60 days and do nothing. That is not what happened. But I'm going to tell you that creating the result that I did in the past, first of all, I've never created a result like that. The results I've created in the past were less, and they required 10 times the work that I did. This method, I created 4 times the result, the biggest I've ever had. And the difference was the way I felt as it was unfolding. I wasn't working hard. I wasn't, overexerting myself. And in fact, in the moments where I realized, wait a minute, I'm worried. Oh my God, wait a minute, I'm out here hustling again. I just dial back and go right back to aligning, right back to the things that I'm going to teach you in this 5-day masterclass. And like I said, I know so many of you are watching and you're really, in admiration and applause of our success. And there's no secret to it. I'm not gonna, my ex-husband once said to me, everything you want, you get. And I was like, oh, it's no secret. I'll teach you. I'll show you how to do that, So I'm gladly here to show all of you how to do it. But of course, I can't do it for you, but I can definitely show you how, right? So make sure you're registered for our 5-day masterclass. I can't wait to see you. It's a Monday morning. Darien, any parting words of love and success and all the fun stuff that we talk about that you want to jump in and share?
No, absolutely. I mean, lining to success really, to me, is about being in the feeling, assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. You want to assume the feeling of the wish already fulfilled. Be in that state that you already want to be in when you have the thing that you want to manifest in your life. And so, I've done that recently with my manifestation of a client for $2,500 using your manifesting list technique, going from a stressful to-do list to an expecting manifesting list. And as a result, I was able to create the thing that I want. So absolutely, you can do the same as well. Join us on the Align to Success Masterclass. And this has been great. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thanks for being here, Darien. Everyone, go have an amazing week. Remember 3 things you want to manifest this week. Not a to-do list. It's Monday morning, no to-do list. We're going to write down 3 to 5 things that you want. The universe, God, source is asking, what do you want? Go ahead, write them down. 5 things you want to have manifested in your life this week. Mwah! Love to all of you. I'll be back in a couple minutes to read all your comments. Please let me know. And here's our mantra. We're going to go with this again, right? I am embracing outrageous success. I'm embracing outrageous success. Love to all of you. And I'll look at your comments and respond and send you some love. Have a great week. Bye, everyone. Bye, Darien. Thank you.